In terms of why we've engaged in the Insight 2050 initiative, I think ULI, which is a relatively new district council for the ULI organization, Central Ohio, has been very active in exploring broader issues of regional growth and development. If you remember the Columbus 2050 initiative a couple of years ago, it started to look almost in a visionary way what was coming forth with the region. It engaged a lot of participants in discussion about regional growth and development. I had also been involved with MORPC on the Sustainable Growth Committee. I knew that they were looking at some options to understand some of the planning related to the transportation planning that they needed to do. And with others' engagement with Columbus 2020, who were actively involved with the growth and development of the region, there was a missing piece with regard to how that region ought to develop. I think brought together a coalition of folks focused on this question that how the region grows and develops is critically important. And the fact that there's some data and information that suggests the things that drive that growth and development are likely to be significantly different in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years than they have been. We began to look at models that analyze the impacts of different scenarios. And that led us to a series of firms. Part of it was a book that I had read that actually Peter Calthorpe had written in 2011, Urbanism in the Age of Climate Change, which really applied, I think, some of this work that was being done in California and other locations to look for folks who had done these kind of models. I think MORPC did the RFP process. We looked at a series of firms. And Peter Calthorpe with Calthorpe Associates clearly emerged as the folks who were most aligned with the kind of data and information analysis that we thought made sense and would be helpful to the region. And Peter will give you the product of that effort tonight. As many of you may know, Peter is probably one of the leading voices in planning, urban design, architecture, has been one of the founders of the New Urbanism Congress, has been actively involved both nationally and internationally in a wide variety of planning issues. And I think make sure I get this one correct, was named one of the 25 innovators on the cutting edge by Newsweek of 25 folks because of the work related to some of this analysis of growth and development, is ideally situated, I think, to help us not only perform the analysis, but understand some of the implications.